Namaste. This is your weekly reading for February 23rd to the 29th with me, the Queen of Cups, Montreal. This week, you get to pick your path. I invite you to choose the crystal or deck that you feel most drawn to. You'll find timestamps for your reading in the video description below. Be sure to stay tuned until the end of your chosen reading, because you will receive your healing crystal prescription for the week ahead. If you enjoy this video, please like and share. I come with a new reading every week. So subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss next week's reading. You can find links for my services, healing crystals, on social media in the video description below. And remember to love all and harm none, and extend this grace to yourself. Let's begin. Okay guys, we're going to start with the Green Aventurine group. Green Aventurine, so if this is your group, let's take a look here. Alright, so position 1 and 2 is contributing factors. Here we have the Two of Wands and the Lover's card. So I feel like there's a power play here. There could be a conflict. Let me show you what we're working with. There could be a conflict here or a power play. Somebody's feeling pulled in different directions, or maybe somebody's taking over altogether. So this is the card of dominion or power or control. So keep an eye out for that. And then we have the Lover's card. So obviously this one's pretty apparent. There's a relational issue or an issue of unity or in harmony. And keep in mind that the Lover's card is a lot about juxtaposition. There's a light person and a dark person, babies and adults. There's like this juxtaposition, the lion and the eagle. So it's all about the juxtaposition. So this mirrors this very well. This is a week that has to do, for the Green Aventurine group, of conflict or a battle for power, and it's definitely in the relational arena. Now remember, relational can be it can be family, friends, or lovers, so don't overthink the relational aspects. Contributing factors. There could be an element of jealousy, or there could be an element of a need for more emotional depth. So this could be an issue of jealousy, or overly emotional, over connection, or this could be a call like, look, you need more emotion, you need more connection, you need to heal things. But when I see the Queen of Cups, I always feel it resonates with healing. So something is going wrong, something is amiss in the contributing factors. There's been a failure, there's been a darkness, and I feel like what's happening is Spirit saying something needs to heal. There's too many emotions here going unaddressed. And then position 5 and 6 represents the outcome. So here we're being called forward, like there's a power struggle here, a juxtaposition of light and dark, or strength and weakness. Something needs to heal. There's been a breakdown in emotions, a breakdown in communication, a breakdown in the emotional aspect of this relationship. And then we have the rebirth. There will be a rebirth. Passion will be regained, balance will be regained. Yes, it'll get this new energy. The discs is about material, but it can also represent a very earthbound energy, which can sometimes get weakened and kind of dragged down. So this is power, this is passion. So the passion is going to be coming back. We need a rebirth. The outcome is heal this, and then the rebirth can come, the new energy, the passion. Remember though, the tricky thing about passion is that passion can sometimes be anger or frustration. It's that fire element. But allow the rebirth to come. I do feel like there's something kind of a stagnant energy going on here that needs to be mended. So I do feel like you should let that rebirth come, heal those emotions. What is the stagnant energy? You need change. You need change, and you need revitalization. So Considering that this is a relational week for the Green Aventurine group, you need change, you need transformation, something's not working. You need to heal the emotional aspect of this relationship. Rebirth will come, passion will be regained. There will be some fiery energy that you can work with and channel the best way possible. So to channel this fiery energy, I want you to get grounding stones. This is mahogany obsidian. This is red jasper, and this is tiger's eye. Ground that fire to make the most of it. This fire here. Ground that fire, make the most of it. Harness that energy to be what you want to get that rebirth. You also need some crystals of transformation and love. You know, I always say my crystals of transformation are going to be the moonstone to bring in some of that feminine energy. You have your grounding crystals here to bring in, that I just showed you, to bring in that grounding energy. The male crystals bring in the female energy of the moon with the moonstone, with some rose quartz for communication, love, understanding, and unity, and my favorite, labradorite, for transformation. So this is going to be an opportunity. This week's going to be presented to you. Something in a relationship's not working. You can heal that and get rebirth, but you have to channel that fiery energy. So guys, this is the red jasper group. Red jasper group. Okay. We're just going to pick up on the energy that's coming forward for you this week. So positions 1 and 2 represent contributing factors. We have new beginnings, fresh start, uncertainty about the self, uncertainty about the path. And then we have temperance in the traditional deck, or Thoth, we have art. So this is again about melding the two, working together, bringing two opposing energies together, bringing patience and an art. And for me, art represents making everything work together. So we have some new beginnings coming here, and you know, it's being asked, what can we help bring together? So you're going to be blending energies this week. Positions 3 and 4 represent the contributing factors. So here we have worry and power. So for me, this says it's a material issue. You're worried about something in your material world. This is beyond relationship. This is, or I should say beyond is not the right word, but this is more than relationship. This is the material. This is job, career, finances. You have concerns, okay? But it's about, the contributing factors are, you want to get grounding, you want to get secure, you want to have that stability, but you're worried. And that's normal. I think we all worry about money from one time to another. Now the outcome, that's a good outcome for me. This is change, all right? So we're going to have change. You're going to have change this week in your circumstance, maybe the circumstance that's giving you worry. You're going to have some change. You're going to have some transitions. This is a lot for me, like the death card. It's new beginnings. It's change. It's uncertainty in some cases, because this card doesn't indicate quite where that change happened. But sometimes change is all we need. You know, tarot gives us so much information, but it's about what we do with the energies that are provided to us that week. And then we have the 3 of discs, and the 3 of discs is about making it work. It's about group work. It's about collaboration. It's about making it work within you. So this is change. Things are going to start kicking up. Things are going to start working. Now, I wanted to pull a clarifier just because what's happening here? What's the new beginning? What is requiring temperance? And I do feel like it's about, I feel, looking at what we have here, it's about taking the worry and running with it, going forward anyway, finding grounding anyways, pursuing our dreams anyway, despite our fear. So I want to clarify for the circumstance, position 1 and 2. So I do feel this is like you're feeling repressed, or you're feeling a little bit unsure. You're turning. You're wanting new change. You're wanting new energy. You're wanting to feel the winds of change, but you're not sure yet. So it's about matching your emotional needs with I feel, your financial needs, your material needs, your career needs. So it's about that juxtaposition. Find a new beginning. Don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to meet the change. And I want to see what kind of change we're going to have. And I feel like that's often the case. We're going to get some sort of insight, some sort of spiritual growth, some sort of passions coming back. So I feel like this is an issue of money and career. You're not fulfilled. You're a little afraid to try something new. But when you do try something new, you'll feel better financially or in your career professionally, but you'll also get that passion back, that drive back, that thriving back. So what can we do with that? I want you guys to get some green aventurine, because I feel like something's not going right in your financial world or in your career world this week, for the green aventurine group. So that could be citrine or green aventurine. These are merchant stones, stone of opportunity, manifestation, so good stones there. I also want you to get some malachite. It's a stone of change, but it's also the stone of abundance as well. I feel like you're needing change in the material world, so grab onto some malachite, some green aventurine, and some citrine, because I feel like big things are popping this week for you. So allow the change to happen. And I do think the last thing I'm going to recommend for you is a stone for comfort. Ease that anxiety. Trust yourself. Trust the energy it's taking. So here you can get some rose quartz for anxiety, some amethyst for anxiety, some blue lace agate. Change can sometimes be uncomfortable. And this week I feel like the pervasive message is like, yes, change is uncomfortable, but it's sometimes the life force energy that we need, and the wands here. So we need that life force energy. We need the change. And change is inevitable. And choice turns the inevitability of change into promise, into hope, into growth. So change will happen regardless, but embracing that change really empowers. Okay, guys, this is for the Clear Quartz group this week. Try something new. I thought I'd shuffle the deck in front of you, see what Spirit brings us on the fly. All right. So positions 1 and 2 represent the situation. What is at hand here? What are we presented with this week for the Clear Quartz group? Emotions are coming up. So emotions that are maybe not welcome or not easy to handle. And then we have the grounding energy. So something needs to take root, something needs to be grounded. You need stability. I do feel like this is a bit of emotional upheaval. This could also represent someone. I don't like to assign gender so much, but this could represent somebody with dark hair, dark features, or somebody that has a high emotional IQ, but you could also see the bad side of that. So this is somebody with potentially a high emotional IQ, but could be a bit withdrawn, secretive, reserved. This is like there's a wild card aspect in this person. This could be you, or this could be you're wanting grounding with them. You're wanting some sort of balance, like where do you stand, Prince of Cups, or in the traditional deck, where do you stand, Son of Cups. Position 3 and 4 represent the contributing factors. So you're worried. There is a fear here or a worry. I feel like when you deal with people like the Prince of Cups, whether it's you or them, there's always this emotional upheaval. So you're always a little bit unsure. And then there's this aspect of change. So things are going to change. I feel that there's some changes going on that are making you feel uncertain. They're kind of withdrawn, making you a little bit nervous, or maybe you're withdrawn and making people around you a little bit nervous. Something needs to be grounded. There needs to be a grounding energy of peace and balance. High emotional IQ is a blessing, but not when it leaves you or somebody you love out in the cold. So let's see the outcome of this changes, and then we'll clarify a little bit if need be. 5 and 6 represent the outcome. So I do feel like there's going to be a mental clarity coming in. I also feel like this is often represents the going in, the energy to push forward, an assertiveness, a gaining of ground. So the Prince of Swords here, I feel like there is some clarity coming in, or somebody could be turning the tables. Is it you, or is it's somebody else that's turning the tables and being more assertive? I feel like this is going to be a week of action, even though these emotions are so unstable and there's a lot of changes going on, especially changes that you may not be consciously aware of or objectively observing, if you know what I mean. And then I do feel like there's going to be a balance or a pullback of ego. For me, as an intuitive reader, I assign the cards their traditional meanings, but I also assign my own kind of energy to it. And for me, this is usually an issue of ego. It's an issue of having to pull back the self a little bit, of having to be a little bit vulnerable and a little bit more open. That's Seven of Wands. So I do feel like here there's an issue with a deeply emotional person. It could be you or someone else, and it's causing worry. This withdrawal, this emotional unbalance or uncertainty is causing worry, and it's creating like this imbalance and this these changes that can't quite be grounded. I do feel like there's going to be a change. Somebody's going to be more assertive. Somebody's going to shoot straight from the hip, but it could result in a little bit of egos being bruised, or on the plus side, could result in a little bit more humility coming into this situation. I think the Prince of Cups sometimes can be so guarded, which could come across as a little bit as withdrawal and being above it all. So some clarity here. I feel like we want to look at what will be the catalyst in the outcome. And for me, that's just like, that is alignment. Things will align. Things will fall into place. An outcome's going to come one way or the other. For me, Six of Swords always represents like streamlining and balance being established, and like pathways and fate and destiny being honored. So I do feel like you're on the right path. And this is, even though it might be uncomfortable, we have ego issues here, humility, assertiveness, and coming like straight for you or coming straight for them. I feel like this is meant to happen. This is meant to be for you this week. So let it happen. I feel that this is going to be an issue of trying to gain some sort of emotional stability or clarity with somebody. I feel like the contributing factors are, they're a little bit unsure. There's some changes happening that you don't know how to address, or they don't know how to address with you. And yes, it might be a bit awkward to address things that don't feel good, or be a little bit more assertive with you, or be assertive with them. But I feel like this is all happening for the good. It all needs to happen. We need to clear our minds. You need to clear your mind with this person this week. So what can we do to help clear the mind and foster emotional change that's more healthy? Clearing the mind. I always say, forgive me for my broken piece of selenite, I always feel like the third eye, a healthy third eye, means a clear mind. So here you want to grab some selenite, kyanite, lapis lazuli, clarity of thought. Some people like some amethyst for their third eye, but I also like it for my crown, because sometimes we need a little help from spirit. Like, what is the purpose of this relationship? This relationship looks very like a soul connection. So could be a twin flame or a soulmate thing happening, because of, for me, this card always represents something fated or destiny oriented. We need emotional balance here. Obviously, somebody is out of whack. Somebody is not balancing themselves accordingly. And you know what I always go to here? We can go to, I wish I had my rhodonite. Rhodonite is very good. We have Botswana agate, rose quartz, all good for emotional balance. See, when I get started, I give you guys too many crystals. But Amazonite is also good for communication. Get this muckiness out of the way here with the changes and the uncertainty. Great for communication and emotional peace and tranquility. Let the changes that need to happen this week happen. Trust the process. Don't be scared of addressing things head on, because I feel like that's where you're headed for. But I do feel like it'll result in change. One way or the other, this situation has to change. Balance has to be restored, like a new homeostasis or a new balance. Let that happen, and don't be so attached to our egos. We all have egos. Now I'm off on a rant, but we all have egos. But it's about being able to pull that ego back and not take things so personal when people address it with us, and vice versa. Help this person. If you're the person addressing this person, help them not take it so personal. You're just saying they're worrying you because they're not clear in their emotional experience and how they're feeling.